Hi, I'm Loletta. Welcome to the Virtuous Lady. In this video, we are working on our third video for the fall series. And we're going to be doing some DIYs, helping you to spruce up your porch, areas throughout your house on a shoestring budget. So today we're going to be focusing on mostly some DIYs that can help you do things, give you the high-end look on a shoestring budget. So if this is something that you are interested in, please stay tuned. And I'd like to take the time to welcome those that are viewing for the first time. I ask if you would hit the subscribe button. For those that are returning, I'd like to say thank you. I pray today that something's going to be done today that will encourage, motivate, and inspire you to do some things around your home for the fall. It doesn't take a lot of time. It takes some time, but not as much time as we think. And we all have some type of creative abilities within us. Many times we don't know they're there. So I'm just going to simplify things and show you how most of the things that I purchased today, that I purchased already, have come from the Dollar Tree. And I did some thrift store hauling as well. Not much. And I did everything that you're going to see today in the previous videos as well on the shoestring budget. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do, these are the Hello Autumn that I purchased from the Dollar Tree. And they all come with a piece in the inside. I'm basically going to just take that off until we end up with something like this. To make this two-sided, I'm going to hot glue these together. Hopefully my glue gun is ready. I'm going to put a little extra hot glue in here. So I did one side, and I'm going to pause and do the other one. Okay, I'm just finishing up. And what I did try to do, since this is fabric, and it's not, since this is a ribbon and not fabric, try to line the, where's this going? I tried to line the stripes up together as much as possible. Okay, this is the top. So what I'm going to do, these two pieces here that I had that came from the inside, I'm going to lay these here. I have two pumpkins, and because I'm going to be putting this on the front table, I wanted the elevation. So I got these two pumpkins from the Dollar Tree. One is green, and one is like a bronzy color, brown with a touch of gold on it. They have a little weight to them, which is why I like them. So what I'm going to do first is just glue these little pieces in place. Just for a little dimension, a little height. I'm going to take this, hot glue this, putting plenty of hot glue on them because I do want them to last and not come apart. Okay, that's the look I'm going for. And this piece here I got from the Dollar Tree. And what I'm going to do is cut these off and just hot glue these into place. Okay, this is just the one just the one piece that I had that I cut into pieces. So you see, this particular DIY is very inexpensive. I'm just going to turn this around so I can see the side. And you can see the front. Even though this is meant to be seen from both sides, one side is going to be a little bit more dominant than the other. Okay, that's held in place. The next thing I'm going to do is add this piece in that I may have to cut. I see that I want to have to cut this. If you have wire cutters, it's a lot easier. I have regular scissors. I'm turning this up just a little tiny bit. This is just a piece. And I want it to kind of stick up a little bit. I'm just holding this down with my finger. These are some flower stems that I got from the Dollar Tree. They have that fall look to them. And I just pulled them apart. I've got 2 of them that I took off. And I'm going to put them into place as well with a little hot glue. Trying to see the best place to put this one. I think I'm going to put it right on the opposite side of the other one. What this does, it just covers up the stems. At this point, I'm going to use my ribbon. Everything needs ribbon, right? And I'm just going to do a small ribbon. How big? This is about 3 inches. I don't want to overpower it. I folded in itself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you're measuring, it'll be about 3 inches. I just kind of eyeballed it. Okay, I have these here. Got these from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to cover, as you see, these spots here with these little leaves, just so the wood block won't be visible. I'm going to do the same to the other side, since this is a 2-sided centerpiece. We have like a table that we use because we sit on the front porch a lot, on our front porch. And this is where this is going to sit. I'll put a little yellow in here. I'm trying to steer away from a lot of the traditional oranges. And one of the reasons was I love my my flowers that we had for the summer, which was predominantly light colored, and I did not want to look for green. I hate to get rid of my fall plants, so in this way I'm trying to incorporate, my summer plants, trying to incorporate that so I don't have to throw them away. Okay, and the bow. I traditionally always use pipe cleaners. You can use wires if preferred. These tend to be so inexpensive. As you saw me fold it earlier, I'm just twisting it. I need a little, yeah. And I am just going to cut. I left a long tail. I don't know how long I'm going to keep the tail. I will be dovetailing it at the end. I may have the tail long and I may have the tail short. I don't know. So I left a little on here just in case. trying to kind of fluff this up. This is just like two sides on each side. And I think it's just trying to see where I'm going to put the bow. And I think I'm going to hot glue it right there. So what I'm going to do is just twist this up. And flatten it down. And I have a little spot that I'm going to cover up. I think I'm just going to break off one of these here and hot glue that in the middle. That will cover up the chenille stem. I have my sewing scissors and I also have my craft scissors here. This is the finished product. I think it came out absolutely beautiful. Didn't take a long time. So this is it. And I really like the buffalo check on the side. So this will be sitting more than likely on my coffee table. On my front porch. Okay, our next project is going to be this lantern that I'm going to use for my front porch. And the first thing I'm going to do, see if I can raise this up just a little bit. Here we go. I've already cleaned it out. This was left from last year, but I'm pretty sure you can pick up these lanterns pretty much anywhere. These pumpkins I picked up from Habitat Meat Store. I usually go there weekly, or at least 3 times a month. They always have really good deals. These are $1 a piece. Now right now I'm not really feeling the orange. I'm trying to turn it into neutral colors, but we're just going to see how it works out. I'm putting it at the bottom, just kind of layering it inside this lantern. I think that will work. Okay. I got these from the Dollar Tree. It was 3 of them together. And I just cut them apart. And I'm just using this as a filler, just to kind of fill this lantern up so it doesn't look so empty. The more I'm looking at this, the more I want to paint these little pumpkins and stuff, a little chalkboard paint. This is very simple DIY. And like I said, it goes pretty much with any lantern. You can kind of decorate it the way you want. The next thing to do is to put a top across the top. And to do that, put a top across the top. This was from last year that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. These are vents here. I don't know if you can see it at the top. And since I'm not using a candle, and you want the front to open up, make sure that you have the door toward the front. Okay, I'm going to just slide this right through these hoops. I really don't want to hot glue this because I'm always changing things up. And not to say that you can't pull it off, but when you hot glue it, it's just a little harder to get off. And I think because of these grooves, first of all, I'm going to bend it just a little more. And like I said, this was repurposed from last year, but I'm pretty sure the Dollar Tree still has a lot of these. This is one piece from the Dollar Tree as well. I picked that up in my haul. My Dollar Tree haul in the previous video. I'm just going to fasten this with a piece of Chanel stem. And because I'm putting a bow on this, it really doesn't matter what color it is. I'm kind of using what I have in the house. Once you start doing a little crafting, a lot of this stuff, if you don't already have it, you'll end up purchasing it and you'll get multi-use out of it, believe me. This is kind of like the look I was going for here. On the top, we're going to put together a bow. And I'm just going to briefly show you how I put this together. I did running low on this particular ribbon, so this is the ribbon that I have. You put it together, fold it, twist it. Remember, this is a one-sided bow. So when you do that, you have to twist it to get that one side. Put it together, twist it. Put another hoop, put it together, and you just hold it. Actually, I'm going to put a twist tie on it. The next one I'm going to use is my famous buffalo check. And you just fold this over. I'm going to make this a little longer because I do want it to drape down. That's one loop on that side, one loop on that side, and I'm just going to keep folding it over on itself. I want to take this, put this right on top of the buffalo check. I'm just using the Chanel stem, pipe cleaner, whatever. I'm using that just to hold them in place. These were some leftover pieces that I did not use. I've already had dovetailed the end. And just to add a dimension of color, they're already cut. I had two pieces, and I'm just going to lay them in the middle. Pretend like it's one. These are scraps that, that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. Now I'm going to pull this tight and give it a good twist about 3 times. I'm going to fluff out this bow. And remember, what makes a bow is just fluffing it out. Still not quite feeling. I love the ribbon, this pumpkin ribbon, but I was trying to find something a little bit lighter because I wanted to go like neutral colors. And I'm going to be honest with you. The reason why I was trying to do neutral, one thing was to be different this year and not come out of the custom of what what we all are used to doing. And the other thing is that I have my flowers that are doing so well outside that I don't want to get rid of my summer flowers. I have a problem with throwing something away for the mums, just because it's fall. So this year I'm trying something different, if I can incorporate that with that. Okay, I'm looking at this and it's not quite the fullness that I want. So I'm going to take this. This came from the Dollar Tree in my Dollar Tree haul. Kind of push the leaves up to the front. Gives the top a lot more fullness. And I'm going to kind of bend it and incorporate this on the side as well. Just going to unloosen the pipe cleaner that I have here. And incorporate this. I want it just to hang just a little bit lower. Here we are. Now I'm going to reattach the pipe cleaner. So I've already reattached this. This is what the front is looking right now. And the more I'm looking at this, the more I want to add that, change the color, but we're going to see. Just finished fluffing up the bow. And I have the pipe cleaner in the back. After I twisted it, this is what I'm going to use to attach it. This is going to be a one-sided lantern, so it's going to be up against something, so the back really is not going to show at all. I did go ahead and I dovetailed the ends to give it that full effect. And basically, this is what it looks like. And I can't wait to put this outside. You're going to be doing a front porch reveal. And I got just about everything together. You've already seen the wreath. And these DIYs are going to be out there as well. I have 2 lanterns, so I believe I'm going to put a candle in the other if I use it out there. Not quite sure at this point. So this concludes the DIY number 2. This is DIY number 3. I've seen a lot of this red chalkboard that I fell in love with for this year. And we're going to be using 2 of these. I'm going to be using, all of these are from the Dollar Tree. Also going to be using, these are chalkboard wood stakes. I did get a bale of straw from the Dollar Tree and this little wooden crate from the Dollar Tree. I'm also going to be using these pumpkins. So let's get started. First thing to do, I'm going to remove this, at least the leaf I'm going to remove. On both of them. And I'll pull it off easy because I'm not sure if I'm going to use the whole thing putting them back. The first thing I'm going to do is paint this truck red. Shouldn't say red. Yeah, it's like a brownish red. I picked these up a while back from, it was Michael's. I was doing some outside work. And I wanted to I wanted to get multicolors, and this was the cheaper way out. So, because it had all the colors in here. So I'm going to be using, this is called Espresso. And I'm pretty sure you can buy these separately. This is called a bright red that I'm going to tone down. And this right here is called a golden brown. Put this to the side. And I'm going to use the red first. And I'm just going to squirt it right on here. What I like about this is like a light color, so it does show the wood grain. I didn't want it too dark. Plus it dries a lot faster. The thinner you put it on. I want to go in there like a little rusted type feel. I'm not really into the all rusted feel, but it's kind of a chic rusted, if I was to give it a name. One thing I do want to do is paint around the rim of it. Some of the top as well. Not all the way down, but just enough where you don't see the actual part that's not painted. Basically, that's it for the red. I'm gonna go over it with the tan now. I'm gonna squirt this on the paper because I don't want it quite as concentrated. I just want to kind of tone down that red a little bit. This is what it's looking like now. And now I have just about all of that off my brush. I'm going to go on with the darker one, which is the Espresso. And I forgot to tell you to make sure that you get around the inside of this. This is basically what it's looking like right now. And this is kind of like the look that I'm going for. Kind of tones that red down. I'm going to set this aside so I can dry a little bit. And I'm going to cut this tag off for both of these. I always save everything because you never know when I'm going to be desperate for a piece of twine. These right here, I'm going to tone this down too with the dark Espresso. I know the Dollar Tree had this in the blue. My particular Dollar Tree didn't. I would prefer the blue truck. And I'm going to do the same with the top. Got a chance to wash my brushes off. The box cutter. I'm just going to take this and score it. You score it a few times. Oh, here it is. Should be able to break right off. This is the portion that I want, just the back portion. And I'm just going to take this. I know you're not supposed to do it to it yourself. And all this leftover cardboard here, I am going to cut that off. Downside here is that this blade in here really isn't that sharp at all. It needs to be. But my husband is sleeping. I don't know where they are. I'm just going to try to smooth this off a little bit. I don't know where he put the sandpaper either, but that's what you would use to smooth that off. Either doing what I'm doing. using the back of the blade to get it as smooth as I can. Make sure to keep these closed. Okay, just to show you what it looks like, that rough edge, I'm going to go in and just fill that in with brown paint right quick. The dark brown espresso, what I use to go on top of everything else. For more of a finished look. I would like for you to tell me, out of the 3 DIYs, which one that you like the best. Leave it in the comment section below. And just remember that most of these things that I did, well, everything that I've done, I did from my Dollar Tree haul, outside of just a few items that I picked up at the thrift store. So it shows that you really don't need a lot of money. Okay, this is what it looks like now. Gives it more of a finished look. Now bring out your trusty hot glue gun. I'm going to hot glue this. This is dry by now. I want it raised up a little high, so I'm going to put the hot glue on the side of this. I'm using a generous amount. So I want it to hold, not that I'm putting nothing heavy on it. And this is going to be like the side of the truck, the inside of the truck. I left a little at the bottom because I didn't want the basket or the back of the truck to be way down there. And I'm going to take the second piece. You guessed it, it's going on top. I love it. I love it. And I think you can kind of see where I'm going from here. Okay, this bale of hay here, straw. I don't know if I really have to open it. No, we're just going to leave it together. This is going on the front porch. I would not advise this going, we have a covered porch. I would not advise putting this in the open area because with the weather it wouldn't hold up. So I'm just going to put a little hot glue on here. Kind of placing this down in the middle. I'm going to hold it for a few minutes. I want it to look like three-dimensional, as if the pumpkins are actually coming out of here. So I'm going to be placing pumpkins and flowers. So what I'm going to do with this is cut the pumpkins off. These are the little pumpkins that I got from Dollar Tree. Again, from my Dollar Tree haul. And I don't have my chalk paint near me, so I don't know how this is going to turn out, but this is the white. And this is called orange. So I'm going to just kind of lighten this up because as you can see, this blends in too well. You want them to stand out a little bit. Okay, while these pumpkins are drying, I found a piece of buffalo check, piece of scrap ribbon, and I'm just going to try to make a bow. I'm going to make this a lot smaller than here it is here. So I'm just going to crimp it in the middle. Actually, I'm going to use 2 pieces. I'm going to use 2 pieces. I got 2 pieces. I've already dovetailed the ends. I'm just going to put them together. I'm going to take a piece of this twine that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. and just kind of wrap around it. Let me get a piece enough to tie in a bow. Here we go. About 4 times, 4 or 5 times. And I'm going to tie it in a knot. And I should have enough to tie in a bow. And that's what's going to be the little bow here. This is what it's looking like. Pumpkins are still drying. And I think I'm going to hot glue this like right about here. To cover that part where the sign was that I pulled off. And this little metal piece. I'm going to kind of stick this back up here. Trying to see where I'm going to position it at, and then I'll show you. Okay. Put a little hot glue on the back of this. This is what came off of it. And I'm just going to reattach it. I'm going to slide it up under the bowl. Okay, here we are thus far, and I do want to make a confession. I did have to lift the basket up just a little, only because I didn't have nothing to prop the pumpkins up. I found this one. This was an old one, and what I just did was just painted this as well. So these are the 4 pumpkins. This is the leftover stem that they came off of. And I think I'm just going to cut these. I'm going to take these and just kind of lay these in place to kind of see where I want them. These here are too short. I want them to be up kind of high, so I'm going to have to use, I am going to use these toothpicks. Just stick it right in the bottom. That'll give me a little elevation. And I'm going to just kind of poke it in here. So you want these to be raised up a little bit. And I'm going to use the leaves. As you see, a lot of these don't have leaves. I'm going to use the leaves as fillers. And I'm not going to burn my hand. So what I'm doing is pulling the leaves off. And sometimes, you know, when you're doing this, you just have to look in and see where you need to fill it in. I have to be really full. Just going to turn this around for a minute. Now here we are thus far. I don't really have stems for these. So to make it look a little bit more realistic, I'm just going to take a toothpick, break it in half. And I'm going to stick it down inside the top of these. Use my twine. Okay, here's where we are so far. Just about finished. I found these little pieces that I cut off a big strand, and just for a filler, I am going to kind of stick this in. Hopefully I can stick it in. If not, I have to hot glue it. I'll try a toothpick first to make a hole. this does add a little dimension here. And this is what originally came off of it. And I am going to hot glue that back on. Just about done. Remember these we got from the Dollar Tree? These are little chalkboard signs. And I'm glad it's a lot in here. You get, I believe you get four. You get four. So if I mess up, my handwriting isn't all that good. I did have this calligraphy pen. I've had it for a while now. I don't even remember where I got it from. And this is silver. I wanted white, but I don't have it. Okay, I like that better. I would prefer using a chalk, a regular white gel pen or a chalk pen. But this is what I had, so this is what I used. And I'm just going to stick this down in the bale of hay. Okay, this is the finished product. I'd like to take the time for thanking you for tuning into this channel and our fall series. And I'm so excited about it, and I'm hoping that something was said and done to inspire you to start setting up your fall series, your fall decor as well. Remember, we have September, October, and November. We have up until around Thanksgiving is when they start, after Thanksgiving, they start putting up Christmas decor. But I just want to thank you. These are, as you can see, these are simple things that don't take a lot of time. You can get high-end decor on a very low budget. And that's the thing with a virtuous woman. You learn how to save the dollars and put those dollars away for something else, for a trip or for something that's really important. But you can still have and enjoy your life here without spending tons of money. So I ask that you would, in the comment section below, if you would give me your opinion, which one did you like the best? DIY number one, that was the centerpiece. It can be used on a front porch. It can be used on a center table. On a table as a centerpiece. It can also be used on a mantle. You can accessorize it with pretty much anything, with candles or whatever. You can elevate it on a stand, so you can really do a lot with it. Was it DIY number two? The lantern. Most lanterns are used outside. Ours is going to be used on our front porch. And we have a pretty, it's not closed in, but it's not out in the elements. It does have like a roof over it, so it's pretty much protected. Or did you like the little red truck? So with that one, I'm not sure if I'm going to tone that down a little bit. I have to put it out there. And I'm excited today because I'm going to start working on our front porch decor. As I'm putting things together for you and sharing things with you, I'm able to use these items that I'm putting together in my own home. So I'm praying and hoping that there's something that's said that will be able to inspire you to get high-end decor without spending a lot of money. And as you see, a lot of things are just simple. They're not hard. They're using tools that you have around the house or the tools that won't cost that much to purchase. So at this time, I'm thanking you again for returning, or those that are here for the first time. If you would hit the subscribe button. We do upload videos every Wednesday. At least that's what we try to do. That's what I try to do. And there's also additional bonus videos that are uploaded too. Some on Fridays. So if you would hit the notification bell, that will put you to the point where you will be notified every time one is uploaded. You'll be the first ones to be notified. So come join the family of the YouTube, my YouTube family. I appreciate that. And at this time, I'm just saying bye for now. And I'll see you in the next video. And thank you for watching our fall series. And be blessed and be safe.